आओ इधर आजमाओ निडर, विचारों का खोज, ख्वाबों का शिखर
है। अगर कोई प्लान तो आकांक्षा में आओ, जो शोध है यहाँ के स्टडी, धुरी नाम में मैनेजर कहलाओ।
तो सोचो उठो आओ, इंतजार करना क्या, क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य, 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 क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य।
कृषि चाणक्य, 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 कृषि चाणक्य।
ये फेस्ट ही नहीं मान है हमारा।
रोको ना रोको खुद को, मौका आए ना आए दोबारा। है अगर टैलेंट तो तू दे चुनौती तू खुद को।
पूरे भारत से यहाँ आते बच्चे करते साबित खुद को।
तो आओ इधर आजमाओ निडर, विचारों का खोज, ख्वाबों का शिखर। तो सोचो उठो आओ, इंतजार करना क्या, क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य, 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 क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य।
आओ इधर आजमाओ निडर, विचारों का खोज, ख्वाबों का शिखर
है। अगर कोई प्लान तो आकांक्षा में आओ, जो शोध है यहाँ के स्टडी, धुरी नाम में मैनेजर कहलाओ।
तो सोचो उठो आओ, इंतजार करना क्या, क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य, 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 क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य।
कृषि चाणक्य, 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 कृषि चाणक्य।
ये फेस्ट ही नहीं मान है हमारा।
रोको ना रोको खुद को, मौका आए ना आए दोबारा। है अगर टैलेंट तो तू दे चुनौती तू खुद को।
पूरे भारत से यहाँ आते बच्चे करते साबित खुद को।
तो आओ इधर आजमाओ निडर, विचारों का खोज, ख्वाबों का शिखर। तो सोचो उठो आओ, इंतजार करना क्या, क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य, 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 क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य।
आओ इधर आजमाओ निडर, विचारों का खोज, ख्वाबों का शिखर
है अगर कोई प्लान तो आकांक्षा में आओ, जो शोध है यहाँ के तेरी धुरी नाम में मैनेजर कहलाओ।
तो सोचो उठो आओ इंतजार करना क्या, क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य, 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 क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य।
कृषि चाणक्य, 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 कृषि चाणक्य।
ये फेस्ट ही नहीं मान है हमारा।
रोको न रोको खुद को, मौका आए ना आए दोबारा। है अगर टैलेंट तो तू दे चुनौती तू खुद को।
पूरे भारत से यहाँ आते बच्चे करते साबित खुद को।
तो आओ इधर आजमाओ ने डर, विचारों का खोज ख्वाबों का शिखर। तो सोचो उठो आओ इंतजार करना क्या, क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य, 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 क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य।
आओ इधर आजमाओ निडर, विचारों का खोज ख्वाबों का शिखर।
है अगर कोई प्लान तो आकांक्षा में आओ, जो शोध है यहाँ के तेरी धुरी नाम में मैनेजर कहलाओ।
तो सोचो उठो आओ इंतजार करना क्या, क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य, 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 क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य।
कृषि चाणक्य, 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 कृषि चाणक्य।
ये फेस्ट ही नहीं मान है हमारा।
रोको न रोको खुद को, मौका आए ना आए दोबारा। है अगर टैलेंट तो तू दे चुनौती तू खुद को।
पूरे भारत से यहाँ आते बच्चे करते साबित खुद को।
तो आओ इधर आजमाओ ने डर, विचारों का खोज ख्वाबों का शिखर। तो सोचो उठो आओ इंतजार करना क्या, क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य, 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 क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य।
आओ इधर आजमाओ निडर, विचारों का खोज ख्वाबों का शिखर।
है अगर कोई प्लान तो आकांक्षा में आओ, जो शोध है यहाँ के तेरी धुरी नाम में मैनेजर कहलाओ।
तो सोचो उठो आओ इंतजार करना क्या, क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य, 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 क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य।
कृषि चाणक्य, 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 कृषि चाणक्य।
ये फेस्ट ही नहीं मान है हमारा।
रोको ना रोको खुद को, मौका आए ना आए दोबारा, है अगर टैलेंट तो तू दे चुनौती तू खुद को।
पूरे भारत से यहाँ आते बच्चे करते साबित खुद को।
तो आओ इधर आजमाओ ने डर, विचारों का खोज ख्वाबों का शिखर। तो सोचो उठो आओ इंतजार करना क्या, क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य, 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 क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य।
आओ इधर आजमाओ निडर, विचारों का खोज ख्वाबों का शिखर।
है अगर कोई प्लान तो आकांक्षा में आओ, जो शोध है यहाँ के स्टडी धुरी नाम में मैनेजर कहलाओ।
तो सोचो उठो आओ इंतजार करना क्या, क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य, 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 क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य।
कृषि चाणक्य, 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 कृषि चाणक्य।
ये फेस्ट ही नहीं मान है हमारा।
रोको ना रोको खुद को, मौका आए ना आए दोबारा, है अगर टैलेंट तो तू दे चुनौती तू खुद को।
पूरे भारत से यहाँ आते बच्चे करते साबित खुद को।
तो आओ इधर आजमाओ ने डर, विचारों का खोज ख्वाबों का शिखर। तो सोचो उठो आओ इंतजार करना क्या, क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य, 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 क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य।
आओ इधर आजमाओ निडर, विचारों का खोज ख्वाबों का शिखर।
है अगर कोई प्लान तो आकांक्षा में आओ, जो शोध है यहाँ के स्टडी धुरी नाम में मैनेजर कहलाओ।
तो सोचो उठो आओ इंतजार करना क्या, क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य, क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य।
finale of Krishi Chanakya 2020, the biggest agri-bee fest of the country, organized by Manage. Manage is the pioneer institute to conceive the concept of agribusiness management in 1996. It is a place where agriculture graduates are molded into competent agribusiness professionals, envision and work towards revolutionizing agribusiness. The institution has completed 25 glorious years and it is turned out to be the best sectoral bee school of the country. Envision and work towards revolutionizing agribusiness. The institution has completed 25 as managers can oversee the complex backward and forward linkages in different components of the agribusiness value chain.
Then Manage is extremely elated to host you for the 10th season of Krishi Chanakya 2020 and provide wings to the ambitions of the finalists. Krishi Chanakya is the flagship Agri-Bee Fest of Manage, which is an ideal platform for celebrating ideas and knowledge. In this new normal, Krishi Chanakya welcomes you to be a part of the cult classic events, which stands tall on the ground of analytical and innovative thought process.
The world will grow and prosper only when people like us will contribute to the development of others. We often talk about social benefits, but we lack to add life to it. On the other hand, there are many, like the vibrant teams we have here today, who want to live and work for the social causes, but find it difficult to get a path. They see distress in society and desire to make significant improvements to it. Hence, Khoj is a platform that will enable you to give your socially inclined business idea a real perspective and exposure to the real world. Sharing the idea on a recognized platform will not only inject a moral boost to your personality, but will also help the listeners rethink. We welcome all of you to the grand finale of the most prestigious event of Krishi Chanakya, Khoj, a social idea.
Krishi Chanakya, a platform for the brightest minds of the country, is ready for Khoj. It's a proud privilege for us to introducing our event partner Syngenta Foundation India for their support. Syngenta is spread in over 90 countries that aims to create a bright future for smallholder farming by catalyzing market development and its delivery of innovations. Here to the start of a great event. Thank you for being a partner of Krishi Chanakya 2020.
We are blessed with the esteemed presence of three eminent judges for evaluating the presentation of the themes. Mr. Rajendra Jog, the CEO of AET Foundation, Ms. Bhavna Nagwal from Business Development of AET Foundation, and Mr. Rahul Arantidake from Syngenta Foundation. I take the privilege of inviting the judges to the event.
Now, it's my pleasure to introduce the brilliant and socially responsible teams who have made into the finals of Khoj.
Team Excel 404 from Xavier School of Management.
Team Zeus from National Institute of Agricultural Extension Management.
Team Ampika Agil from Bamnicom.
Team Ashwathama from Indian Institute of Management, Raipur.
Team Narayana from National Institute of Agricultural Extension Management.
Team Talking Heads from Sydenham Institute of Management.
Team Adroids from National Institute of Agricultural Extension Management.
The rules of the final round will be 10 minutes for the presentation, 5 minutes for question and answer session, and you will be given a time alert after 8 minutes by a buzzer during your presentations, like this. Limits. Now, with the permission of the judges, shall we call the first team on board?
Now, I would like to invite Team Excel 404 on board for your presentation. Team Excel 404, please confirm your presence.
Good afternoon, we are here.
Best of luck, team, and the platform is all yours.
Sure, thank you. So, good afternoon, everyone. We are Team Excel 404, and we are presenting to you our idea for Khoj, a social idea. So, we started with the approach wherein we want. Can we move to the next slide? So, introducing our approach where we wanted to ideate a farm first strategy, we started by understanding the three phases of the farming cycle and knowing what the insights are. Then we looked at similar businesses that are operative in this segment, and then we went back to the drawing board to understand what the ideas is and how can we pitch in and what would be a blue ocean strategy for us. Then we went on to analyze what would be the strategic benefits to all of the stakeholders. We ideated a plan for operationalizing the same, and we looked at potential partners for collaborating with this. Finally, we went on to study the unit economics of this idea that we'll be proposing for each and every farmer. Moving to the next slide. We'd like to introduce you to the primary and secondary research that we've been through. So, in terms of primary research, we reached out to around 43 farmers, and we wanted to know what are the sentiments really, where can be potential areas of interventions be. So, few insights that we got on to were that middlemen. There was a lot of information asymmetry when it came to various middlemen, and they did not have idea about seeding, about weather prediction, etc. There was limited communication of the government changes in the government policy as well at the ground level. So with these insights, we went on to see what would be the sentiment in terms of the secondary research. Surprisingly, 58% of India attributes its income to agriculture as the primary source. Along with this, 29% is the GBA contribution by this sector. This, along with certain issues that were seen, were that 132% of is the use of fertilizers by the farmers in the Indian segment, which is an overshoot. 16% of the crops are getting wasted because of lack of storage. So, with all of these insights that we had drawn, we would like to present to you our idea that we want to pitch in the next slide. So, our idea is a bifocal approach with farming as a service being the core approach. We want to have a online offline model. So on the online front, we're proposing the app which is Agri Hero. On comparing with its competitors and other players that are already existing in this sector, this is a low cost app that would be provided as a service to the farmers with advisory, rental, financial, and warehouse management as the core services. Now, to integrate this and complete the loop, we are also offering an offline model, which is in terms of warehousing facility. These are for the farmers to hire, store, and sell as the time will be. And the necessary insights for this data-driven analytics would be provided basis the Agri Hero app. So both of these are integrated and married to each other. Moving to the next slide. So what is farming as a service that we've been talking about? It is a simple pay-per-use service in terms of product assistance, farmer management solution, or access to market that would be provided to each farmer at very low-cost services, wherein here we will be using economies of scale. So while these services individually are very expensive, but once they are offered to the large masses, they would be at an affordable price. And the benefits would be to improve productivity, to have more information at their disposal at the right time, and to reach to the last level of the social strata. So what are these solutions? Again, in terms of product assistance, there would be equipment rentals that would be offered, there would be labor services, there would be utility services that would be offered. In terms of the farm management solution, they would have data-driven insights as to when to till, when to sow, wait for 2 minutes to till before you sow, because you would be expecting rains or showers and your hard work would be wasted. Something as granular as this. And access to market, what is the right time and where to sell, which would be the right mode of transportation, etc. And what are the stakeholders involved in this fast ecosystem? So from the investor front, they would be providing the capital to the startups. From the startup front, there would be entrepreneurs which would be high on intellectual capital that would be structuring the solution for this. From the corporate fund, these would be again involved in terms of buying the produce, or even in CSR activities, they would be providing the funds. And in terms of the government, there would be support and the necessary information that is being relayed that would be communicated. Moving on.
Coming to the mobile application, we have made a wireframe using Balsamic of the actual application. The idea is to give one-stop solution to all the needs of the farmer. The app will have 4 modules. The first one is advisory services, which will help the farmers in best practices throughout the farming cycle. Rental services, it will act as a platform for farmers to connect with the farming rental partners. Financial services, collaboration with banks and NBFCs will be done to provide farmers with easy financing solutions. And warehouse management, it will act as a digital module to manage warehousing services provided by the AgriHero app. Going on to the next slide. The application has many features. Some of the salient features are podcasts. It will help the farmers in easy understanding of the farming practices and weather forecasts. Language select. The app will be provided in all the major regional languages to ease the digitalization of the farmers. ML-based advisory. Farmers can now click the photo of the seeds and crops, and the algo will provide them assistance coupled with the data of soil and the region along with the weather forecasts. Dedicated agronomist. This feature will be available to all our premium customers. The agronomist will act like a personal advisor for all the farming needs. Moving on to the next slide. The warehouses will help the farmers in solving the financial and storage needs. Farmers can store their produce during the on season and get loans based on the market value. During the off season, they can sell the produce at a higher rate and obtain gains. The unit economics will be explained in the next slide. Okay. Suppose during the on season the value is 1 lakh and during the off season it has increased to 30%. After giving 10,000 warehousing charges and an interest rate of 8%, the gain per farmer will be around 12,000. Now Anushka will explain you the strategic importance and how we will onboard the farmers.
So in terms of the strategic, thank you. So in terms of the strategic importance, again, we have 5 operative levers that can be focused upon. Now, FAST as a framework is very much in development. It would provide an integrated service to all our stakeholders. In terms of the financial gains, the farmers are at the leisure of taking complete controls of the end prices, right from getting predictive analytics in terms of what could be the prices in say in the next week, etc., to being autonomous of the fact as to whom to sell and when to sell. Again, will be facilitated by the app. In terms of the application, digital first is the approach that is being adopted, and in the past few months, digitization has been the major accelerator. Having said that, the adoption rate for these particular applications, as we have seen, has been a major push in terms of this segment. In terms of the volume gains, right from knowing when to harvest, how much to harvest, getting detailed insights from agronomists, they would have multiple volume gains and also to be able to store this. So in terms of our research, what we had identified was there's a limiting factor when it comes to storage for a farmer's life cycle. While the yields can be multiplied when a proper storage facility is given, this would help them in volume gains as well. And again, in terms of quality gains, getting dedicated advisory services and also moving on to preferred farming techniques that is always supported by data would help them in improving quality gains. And again, as a solution, periodic quality checks can also be availed by these. Moving to the next slide. How do we onboard the farmers who are our primary stakeholders? So we have taken an approach which is very atypical of the consumer life cycle. In the awareness stage, we will be adopting influencer marketing, which will be in terms of the sarpanch or a big farmer in that particular region that would be taking on. Again, we'll be taking help of social media, wherein preferred practices will be shared and motivated by them. Moving on, there would be offline referrals and group discounts, say at the panchayat level, at the block level for these farmers to again spread the good word and to make them aware of this. Trade fairs in terms of that are being organized by the block level or organizations like NABARD would be leveraged to raise awareness about the solution that we are offering. And once there's awareness, the interest would be generated by sharing success stories and highlighting the platform, offering group discounts again. In terms of the decision, while the farmers know what is best for them and they have been in this for generations to come, we would help them decide why this solution should be the preferred solution in terms of comparing the costs that would be there by say traditional ways of farming to the model farming. Again, free samples that would be given in terms of the seeding, etc., by associating with NGOs, the governments would be facilitated by the same. And easy access, it would be again on the click of a button that would be available to a farmer. In terms of the action, our focus would be to make farmer as the primary customer and to focus on their delight like it is there in the corporate MNCs. A free transportation with collaboration from startups like Tringos will help farmers bring their produce to the preferred warehouse. So that is all for from our end, and we are open to questions.
If a person wants to start
in contact with agri inputs. So they are also giving inputs to smallholder farmer as well. And agri input companies, they are also giving technical guidance to smallholder farmers. And this whole agenda is going towards the corporates, which they are getting procuring tomato paste at around 30 to 50 rupees per kg from processors. And in turn, the corporates are giving stable prices, volumes, and very good partnerships to the processors. Okay, so yes, vendors and processors are also getting or procuring things from tomatoes, especially from mandi and middlemen also. And under all this ecosystem, what is lacking is there is no direct connection between agri inputs and smallholder farmers. So there is directly they are not channelizing anything to smallholder farmers, and smallholder farmers are also not directly contacting or coordinating with corporates for their produces. And among all this, the support services, logistics, credits, investment, digital platform, nothing. It's not that evident in this complex supply chain model at tomato, especially in Karnataka. So we studied the supply chain, and what we tried to do is we just try to revamp it if possible. So smallholder farmers, after a bit of technical guidance and technology, they must be cultivating at around rupees 4 per kg, and they will be selling to us, the Farmers Foundation, at around 7 per kg. So they can sell. We can, for starting phase, 70 to 80% we can try, and then government is coming into picture directly. We are getting technical guidance. Nestle, Unilever, those big corporates who require 100,000 metric tons of tomato paste every year. So they are also coming into picture, and we are also providing support services, logistics, credit, investment, along with digital platform. And also agri inputs are also we are tying up with, and we are also providing the same to the smallholder farmers. So in turn, what we are giving them is volumes, stable prices, we are giving digital services, we are giving credits, we are also giving inputs to them. So it's basically all in one model, which we are trying to say, and where exactly we fit in at that particular juncture, where all the farmers are actually looking towards us for services. Next slide, please. Okay, so we also did a primary survey to understand what exactly were the pain points of the farmers, and we conducted a survey of 75 farmers, especially from Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, highlighting the difficulties. So yeah, this is the graph or the final result that we got. So the major pain points that is they are having is they are not receiving cash on time, inadequate transport facilities, there are post-harvest losses as well, and increasing cost of inputs. Along with that, high storage facilities, lack of storage facilities, and high labor charges are adding to their woes. So these were a couple of pain points, and we also asked them that whether you'll be willing to partner with a private firm under price and volume assurance. So almost more than 50% were very interested for this particular thing, and almost 34% were not sure. But we can go for the better picture. 55% are with us. So our target location will be nearby Bangalore, tomato growing area, majorly Kolar region, where 8,000 hectares of tomato are grown, and the focus will be on storage facilities, increasing cost of inputs, and post-harvest problems. Yeah.
Yeah, so coming to next slide, that is the operations. So here we have the critical success factor for this model. So most importantly is organizing smallholder to access other services, as well as market linkage, price realization to farmer, timely payment to farmer. This all is aligned with sustainability in our model, and collaborating with agri input simultaneously for providing better extension services, training, and input delivery directly to the farmers, and bulk supply to processors and retailers. So yeah, next please, for digitization also, please can you show? Yeah, so here we have a yield improvement plan as well as the digitization. So what we can say, yeah, we have as farmers in our survey, we have tried to understand the pain points accordingly, farmers who are willing, who are progressive farmers who are willing to come up with new technologies and adopt. We have Israeli mulching technique for them. We have drip irrigation, polyhouse cultivation, improved seed varieties that farmers might be needing, and all the IPM technologies, techniques as per suggested by IIHR Bangalore, as well as banking services for adopting latest technologies to the farmers. And for digitalization, yeah, we can leverage latest information and technology updates from the nearby institutes, as well as we can use a fruit grading app by Intello Labs for better quality produce. Coming to next, that is market size.
Yeah, so for market size, what we tried is we tried doing it for just one district, Kolar district. So it's having an around area of 8,000 hectares, that is 20,000 acre, and average productivity range is around 30 tons per acre. So in and around, we calculated average price for farmers at around 7 rupees per kg, so around 7,000 per ton, and we got an average market of Kolar as 400 crore. So in and around Kolar, there are 5 districts which are called as the tomato belt in Karnataka. So if we calculate all those, so we are really having great opportunity and a great potential to leverage this particular thing.
Yeah, and what we are providing to farmer, we are providing a better platform where they can directly contact for us for any kind of help they require. We are delivering large volume of sustainably sourced model. We are also focusing simultaneously on high quality tomato paste with lowering down the transportation cost and transaction cost with economies of scale, as well as we have government priorities or policies that are aligned with us. And this is a kind of value and trust based solution or relationship between we and farmers, as well as to the post-end. So yeah, can you please come to next 3 points also, growth drivers, competitions as well. Yeah, so we have very few time left. So coming to the growth drivers, the growth drivers here we have is market linkage, price realization, adopting new technologies. The restraints we are having here is like increasing input cost and labor cost. So accordingly, we have to work, and challenges we have to provide farmers a better price realization. That is the main objective, main motto behind this model. And we can even collaborate with HUL, Nestle, and we can even in future go for value addition through setting up our own processing company and can further add more value to the farmer produce. Can you please move to next slide?
Yeah, so also for agri-tourism, we try to get something. So we'll try to collaborate with Clear Tree, with Make My Trip to bring in more traffic in agri-tourism.
Yeah, so this is in short our proposed business model, wherein from the agri input side, we'll try to collaborate with the agri input companies who will provide fair prices, bulk selling, latest technology, as well as services to the farmers. The key activity that we are doing here is procuring tomato from small land holding, and then finally selling the bulk selling of the produce, wherein in between we will be getting our margin through which we'll be supporting this business. And the value proposition that we are delivering here is agri-tourism by intercropping with other crops that might also act as a trap crops. It is an integrated management kind of thing, and high quality produce, sustainable, better price realization model for the farmers. We will be focusing on the quality produce. For customer relationship, we'll be having a long-term trust-based relationship, as well as it is a real-time experience of rural tourism as well. And the channels through which we'll be selling our produce is either we can sell to retailers, processing companies, and tying up with the since we have a very price fluctuation in this tomato, and sometimes farmer even get 1 rupees per kg for the price for their harvest. So this is what we are trying to focus more, and we are providing them a sustainable, a constant prices will protect farmer from this price fluctuation thing. And that is where our model stand in. It is basically next slide, please. So here, this is a financial analysis. So yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, and we are open for questions.
Judges, if you have any question, you can ask.
Yeah, can we go back to the financial slide, please? Just for a glance.
Sayed, can you present the slides again?
A good presentation, Ankita and Amrit. Thank you.
I would like to invite Team Ambika Akir on board for their presentation. Team, please
Yes.
confirm your presence.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. Can we have your video also?
Yes. Am I visible? Hello.
Yes, now you are visible.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ambika Shekhawat, and I'm from Vaikunth Mehta National Institute of Cooperative Management, Pune, Maharashtra. So our business idea is about ready-wetted vegetables. Ready-wetted vegetable is the selling of the cut vegetables to the urban areas, and like in urban areas, people are finding who are working are finding more ways, more such available option for. So that their time can be reduced in the cooking, and in rural areas where farmers are finding more ways so that they can earn more profits as compared to the other supply chains, they are not getting the better margins prices. So ready-wetted vegetable is going to provide them platform to directly link with the consumer, so that can save margin that is involved in supply chain. Next slide, please. So our company, Ready-Wetted Vegetable Private Limited, is the seller of the cut and raw vegetables in Jaipur, Rajasthan. Since they are not no any big players in the Jaipur, Rajasthan, and 90 to 95% of the market is unorganized. So we are going to collaborate with FPO, SHG, and cooperative, and all the operations from the procurement to the value addition will be monitored and regulated by the farmers, and other process like transportation, marketing, and advertising will be regulated by the Ready-Wetted Vegetable Private Limited. Next slide, please. So before going further, let's have a look upon the online grocery market and the analysis of Indian grocery market in so since because of the present scenario, and also increasing consumer income and purchasing power and changing behavior, online grocery market is in boom. Online grocery market is growing up to $3.6 billion by 2024, and expected to it is expected to increase at $3 billion gross merchandise value by the end of this year, and it is growing at 57% of the CAGR. The change in the consumer behavior and the busy schedule is the main reason why there is a lot of opportunities on online grocery market. And expected market size of the online grocery market by 2024 is at $18 billion. And with a lot of the opportunities, there are a lot of the problems associated with this also, because a lot of food middlemen and intermediaries are involved in the supply chain. So the producer is not getting the benefits, and consumers are paying very high rates for the very simple and essential commodity. So there is a huge difference between wholesale and retail price. And lot of the and also with the people who are in metro cities who are working doesn't have much time for the cooking. They are looking for such options so that their time could be reduced in cooking, and they can utilize in other things also. So this could be a major reason why we are starting this business. Next slide, please. So now the India's online grocery market analysis, and the source is taken from the Redshare consultancy company. From the first figure, we can see that online grocery market, the daily essential has increased its share from 8% to 38% within 1 year. And the people, other big players are more focusing on the penetration. And from the second figure, we can see the over two-thirds of the consumers are going for the online grocery purchase, and once in a week or twice in a month. And in the third figure, we can see the how hyperlocal e-grocery market has growing at a triple digit from last 2 years. Next slide, please. So talking about our products and services, we are going to provide 4 products. First of all, RWV cut vegetables. So for the this is to target people who are in a professional line. So we are going to provide a cut vegetables to them. And second product is RWB all-in-one, where all the vegetables will be in a cut and cleaned and washed form in one packet, which is required for a particular one dish. Then third product will be RWB salads, and the fourth product is to target every section of the society and to compete with every competitors and players in the market. We have kept fourth product RWB raw vegetables, since all the buyers are not going or preferring for cut vegetables. We have kept raw vegetable as a fourth product. And we have the certain services like the home delivery option, on call delivery for the urgent delivery, and we our vegetables are going to be sanitized with a organic cleanser. So this is the USP of our product. Next slide, please. So talking about the mission, as we have said, like lot of the intermediaries are involved in the supply chain, and consumers are not getting at an affordable price, and farmers are not getting the better price. So we are going to directly procure from farmers and to directly sell to the consumer. So this will save a lot of that added cost that is added by the intermediaries. So this is our mission, and also to provide a fresh and healthy vegetables to the farmers, to the consumers, sorry. And goals is to directly link in farmers and consumers. The USP of our company would be 3-step cleansing process through the running water, through the organic cleanser, and cut vegetable will be provided. Customized option will be there, and fourth option, that is AC. Like a lot of the vendors and hawkers are using contaminated waters and other chemicals to keep vegetable fresh. So we are not using that. We will be having the AC carts and AC motorbikes to keep vegetables fresh and healthy for the longer period of time. And as we have said that as we know that India is the second largest producer of vegetables and market, and with a growing population and growing demand, online grocery market is in boom, and it is growing at an exponential rate. So it is a growing sector, and that is an advantage of this, that will add an advantage to this business. And also it will require a less budget. We can start from the scratch with a low budget also, and doesn't require a heavy machinery setup, and lots of infrastructure is not needed in this business. And also the vegetable is very essential commodity, so we can target each section of the society. Next slide, please. Talking about the operational process, first of all, the procurement will be done by the farmers themselves only, and quality assurance will be done at the time of the procuring only. Then the wash, cleaning, cut and will be done at processing center by the farmers themselves, and the labeling, packaging, branding also will be done by the farmers also. Then the transported, then they are going to procure, they are going to be collected by our team, and they will be transported at a retail cold storage. Then they'll be distributed through these different to the Horeca retailers, and through AC carts and AC motorbikes. Next slide, please. So target audience will be the Horeca hostels, marriage bureaus, and apartments and societies. Will be using the niche market to target a particular audience. We'll be using the social media platform, Insta, WhatsApp, Facebook, and pamphlets and newspapers, everything. Next slide, please. Strengths, as we have said that it is growing market, and it is it is having a higher demand, and easily availability of the raw material is a strength. And talking about the weaknesses, a lot of intermediaries are involved, so it is not adding, it is making supply chain inefficient, and various loopholes is there in supply chain. Opportunities, we have the e-commerce platform, so we can connect with people easily, and also there is a optimistic future growth. We can have the option of the collaboration with the big players also in future, and there is a opportunity of the establishment of the brand value. The threat can be like people tend to buy from the mandis, like most of the people tend to buy from the mandis. So there can be problem of connecting consumers with the technology. And second threat would be the competitors in the market. Next slide, please. Talking about the financial allocation, so various government subsidiaries is there. So funding allocation can be done through the government subsidiaries, like infrastructure cold chain scheme is there, integrated cold chain and value addition infrastructure scheme is there. So we have kept 15 lakh rupees as a budget allocation, and approximately 6 lakh would be required for the fixed asset, and 60,000 is for the variable cost. And for the, yes, sir, 10 seconds, please. So for sir, we are starting from the scratch. So target will be for the initial 2-3 months is to increase our reach and acquire market, and after that we'll increase our sale. And for 200 kg, we have kept if we are buying at a average 10 rupees, we'll be having average expenses, monthly expenses will be 60,000. And if we sell at 20 kg per 20 kg, 20 rupees. If we are selling at a average 20 rupees per kg, then the monthly sale will be 1,20,000 per month. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
I request judges to ask questions to the team.
Thank you, Ambika. This was a really nice presentation and also a very nice idea, a different segment in the current e-commerce market. My question is how scalable this model is. From Jaipur, how many cities we can
So now I would like to invite Team Ashwathama. Team, I would like to know your presence first. Shashank, you are not audible. No. Can you try without earphone once?
For their presentation. Team, please confirm your presence.
Yes, we are here.
Please present the slide. Please confirm the visibility of slide.
Yes, it is visible.
All the best. And the platform is all yours.
Thank you so much. So we are Team Narayan from National Institute of Agricultural Extension Management. Next slide, please. Yeah, this is Sairaj Singh and Pratyek Kundu from Team Narayana. Yes, next slide. So what we are actually encountering is that the problem that we see in India, the geographical problem that India have is actually that 12% of India is in arid region, and the major states are Rajasthan, Gujarat, and some parts of Punjab also. and climatic extremities are very harsh. Therefore, soil fertility and water availability is low in this region. Therefore, the agricultural production is quite low, which is a misfortune for the farmers that are living in this region. Yes, next slide. So what we have brought is that the solution, which is named as Resha Mitra, and what we want is to do is to initiate the production of sisal in this region. And sisal is actually a fiber crop which has a huge demand in international market. And as we can see the demand scenario, that there's huge demand in China, Spain, Mexico, and then there's also demand in US, high demand in US, Europe, and Canada, Vietnam, and these countries have huge demand of sisal fiber. So, and in the production in India is quite low, and the demand in India is also increasing. So we brought this Resha Mitra initiative so that we can encounter this problem in India and provide benefit to the farmers. Yes, next slide, please. So if we see at the global level, the production of sisal, Brazil, Kenya, China, Madagascar, Tanzania, these countries are huge producers and exporters of sisal. And next slide. Okay, so if we look at the import, as we talked about, this US, Europe, Canada, Vietnam are huge importers of sisal. So and if it's like we can see that India may have a FTA, a free trade agreement with USA quite soon, if maybe in Biden administration. And if that happens, it will be a huge boost for the farmers if they are producing sisal, because there's a huge demand in USA. Yeah, next slide. Okay, I would ask my teammate to continue.
So as my friend Sayoj was saying, that the demand scenario in the United States and also the current political administration there, this is a very good opportune moment for us to start thinking positively about sisal, not only from an international perspective, but also it holds the potential of changing the lives of numerous farmers residing in the arid regions of our country. And also we know that India came very close of signing the RCEP, and many of the countries that have high demand of sisal actually are the signatories of RCEP. So as and when, right now India is not a signatory of RCEP, but as and when RCEP is signed and India is a part of that, we can also look at potentially exporting sisal to countries like Indonesia, countries like Vietnam, countries like Japan. So yeah, it's a very good initiative. Coming now to the business model, the Resha Mitra, what it would do is that as a company, it would popularize the concept of sisal cultivation in arid regions of Rajasthan. Primarily, we are running a pilot project in Rajasthan, after which we will expand to Gujarat and other states as well. And what the company will do, the company will operate on a centralized contractual model in which various farmers clubs, cooperative societies, and FPOs of the region, as well as big individual farmers, will be set to cultivate this crop. And the interesting thing is that sisal is not such a crop that requires very fertile soil. From the growth scenario, we saw that it's primarily grown in arid parts of the world, in countries like Tanzania, countries like Kenya, countries like Brazil, in its arid regions. So it has potential in India as well. And good quality planting materials would be provided to the farmers club, cooperative societies, FPOs, and the individual farmers of the region, as far as the centralized model of contractual farming arrangement. And the unique part about sisal cultivation is it requires NPK fertilizer, but what is requires more is calcium. So we would provide the optimum amount of NPK and calcium to the farmers, and that cost we would not take that cost directly from the farmers, but that cost will be deducted from the money that the farmers will be receiving from us as and when we procure from them. So the procurement of sisal leaves would occur in accordance with strict quality parameter inspection, and upon the procurement, the leaves would be decorticated by a mechanical decorticator. The cost of decorticator previously used to be very high, but thanks to recent innovators by Kenyan farmers, we have seen the cost of decorticators coming drastically down, and the fibers extracted would be then graded and sold either in domestic or in international markets. So that is the business model. Next slide, please. So this is the financial model. The average yield of sisal in India is estimated to 600 kg. So sisal fiber in India is estimated to be 600 kg per hectare. But this again is a figure by the ICAR on the basis of their 2013 report, on the basis of a survey that they carried out in Orissa. And they have also mentioned in that report that the potential is for improvement of the productivity of sisal to as high as 1.5 tons per hectare using better cultivation techniques. And we have already seen this happening in Tanzania. And Tanzania is a country having much less nutrient availability in their soil as compared to India. So optimistically, we can at least push our production to about 1 ton per hectare. And now coming to the costs, we have seen that 5 decorticators would be needed, and if we consider 12,000 each, again I have already mentioned due to recent innovations by Kenyan farmers, and these are all non-copyrighted things, like it was not copyrighted by him. So we can potentially use that design. That cost is around 12,000. So 5 decorticators on a pilot basis we would purchase. So that comes down to 60,000. And the total fixed cost on the basis of all the cost assumptions that we have made, that comes to about 11,60,000. And variable cost, like for variable cost, we are including transportation cost and labor cost. Initially, we are hiring 10 labor, so that is about 3,000. Another thing is that sisal leaves only have 3% of fiber, so rest 97% is wasted essentially. But that is also not wasted. How we are planning to utilize that 97%, that also I'm coming. But at first, let's focus on the fiber for the time being. So 3% fiber content is there in sisal, and about 500 kg. For about 500 kg fiber, we would require 16,000 kg of leaves. So the cost, if we calculate, if we assume the cost of each kg as 3 rupees, then the cost of procuring these leaves comes to about 50,000. So after all calculations, we have seen that, and assuming that the average land holding of each farmer in Rajasthan is 3.07 per hectare, and this is according to the Niti Aayog data of 2017-18. So by that assumption, our break-even point comes at 6,100 kg of fiber, which we can achieve actually only if 2 farmers enroll in. So the break-even is inevitable. It will happen even if 2 farmers enroll in. And now coming down to the point about 97%. What happens to 97% of the leaf other than the fiber? So recently there was a report by the Tanzanian government. It said that they are looking at producing paper from sisal, and they have already did so. They have already manufactured paper on a commercial scale from this from the extract that is left after the extraction of fiber from sisal. And what is left after the extraction of paper, that can be used as biomass for the utilization for electricity or for biogas. And this has already been done by the Tanzanian government on a very low scale. So they are planning to upgrade it, and we can also do that. So that is our presentation. Thank you, and we are open for questions. And these are our sources, like we have taken. Yeah.
Just to go ahead. Yes.
Okay, thank you team. It was a very interesting presentation and also interesting concept. I have primarily 2 questions, team. One is, for what this sisal fiber is being used, and the second question is, 50,000 per hectare. Is that a sufficient income for the farmer?
No, sir. Actually, it was 50,000 for half a hectare. So we have calculated, considering that we need 500 kg of fiber, because 500 kg of fiber can be decorticated using one machine. So we have chosen that as a unit. But if we consider on a hectare basis, that is 1 lakh rupees per hectare. And sir, again, sisal is like, it's not a seasonal crop, it's a perennial crop, and multiple cuttings can be made. So we are looking at somewhere around 1.5 to 2 lakhs per hectare for an entire year. And then coming to the questions, sir, what it is used for. So sisal fiber has a variety of uses. In the US, it's used in the garment industry. It's also used in various other purposes. Basically, means it's a multi-purpose fiber. It's a hard fiber, and it has various uses. Like Tanzanian and Kenyan women have integrated sisal in their traditional handicrafts also.
So adding
we
on
can
to
look at that also.
adding on to that, carpets are usually made, and it is huge demand in USA. It has a huge demand in USA for sisal carpets.
Yes, sir. And one thing, sir, I would like to add. Sir, one thing, sir, on your previous question, I would like to, sir, like self-help groups of women can also be integrated for carpet making. Means this potentially has the potential to reshape our entire cottage industry scenario in our country. And sir, coming on to the cost effectiveness. So coming on to the cost effectiveness, sir. Sir, if we like, at first we need to popularize the fiber in India. To be very honest, right now it's not very much popular in India, but it means, like we have seen since 2014, there has been a renewed interest in khadi. Khadi, once it was considered as a dead fiber, but now it's making a comeback. So similarly, if sisal is grown on a large scale in Rajasthan and Gujarat, and if state governments through their handicrafts organizations, through their culture organizations, if they try to make an effort of popularizing this fiber, this has a very good scenario.
Thanks, Patya. How effective or comparative this fiber considering cotton as an existing a rich fiber market across the country, across the world, basically?
Yes, sir. We cannot really doubt that fact that cotton has a very good market in India. But again, cotton, it cannot be bought as cheap as sisal. And another thing is that, sir, it's a hard fiber. Cotton is sort of not as hard as sisal, and it is a hard fiber. Carpets and rugs are made out of it. And on an international scenario also, we can see huge demand is there of sisal. Sayuj would.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Pavna and Jog sir, do you have any question?
Good presentation, team. So I would like to ask, what would be the gestation period for this? So how much time it will take, and how many cuttings we can take in a year? Sisal leaves.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, sisal production means the first cutting takes around 3 years. After 3 years, the first cutting can be made, and in a year, 2 to 3 cuttings can be done. And if when the life cycle of the plant is around 10 to 12 years.
Okay. So in India, is there any enterprise, any industry who is working on sisal? What is the current scenario?
Actually, ma'am, ICAR has a dedicated research station on sisal. Actually, India has a rich history of sisal, but it is somewhat forgotten. In the British era, the British colonialists actually tried planting sisal, and there were sisal farms in Orissa. Orissa also has some arid regions. So in Orissa, the British colonialists actually tried to popularize this fiber. And after independence, it was more or less forgotten. But ICAR, Indian Council for Agricultural Research, actually has a research station dedicated to sisal. But right now, very less amount of research used to happen. But after 2013, after this
Excellent presentation.
Hello team.
So,
Sorry to interrupt. Am I audible? This is team of Swatama.
yes, yes. Sayak, can you present the slides of Ashwathama team? Can you see the slides?
Yes, I can see.
Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, sorry for the technical glitch. We are team Aswathama from I Am Rapper. Unfortunately, my friend Satyam could not be here today because of a health issue in his family. So this is what we have with you for today. Khushali, I'll just go. Can you go to the next slide? I'll explain what Khushali is later on. So these are a few facts which are very well known. I think everybody sitting here is knowing it. So India is doing like second largest food producing country after Green Revolution. We have been self-sustained. We are 60% of the population is employed. These are all the nice pictures. But still, good next. So still we see a lot of things about why there is a farmer's distress or why the MSP is not able to increase the farmers' income, and there is farmer suicides and a lot of issues with agriculture. What is the key issue? On a personal level, that what I personally felt and I experienced is this. Go to the next slide. Yeah, so this is why our farmers industry. This is the difference. Like what as a consumer we are paying and what the farmers realization out of it, there's a disparity and there's a huge disparity. And this disparity, if it is going to be reduced, there are a lot of opportunities which can be exploited. This is where we come up. I go to next slide. Talking about more about why this disparity is there. First of all, very importantly, because of the land holdings. So land holdings are very small and marginalized. The farmers have very small land holding, and that's give them very low bargaining capacity also. And also they are at the rock bottom of the value chain. The entire value addition process where we keep adding value addition, the farmers are at the rock bottom, and that is why there's an issue. So what can we do to solve this? A very simple idea. So first of all, we have to aggregate their holdings. So we have to bring all the small farmers together, somehow move them from the value addition chain, not just being at the rock bottom, somehow move them up the ladder so that they are producing more valuable added products rather than just producing raw inputs. And this is going to eventually increase their income. Next slide, team. So what Khushal is, so we are proposing a very simple idea, which is in a form existing. We are proposing a community of farmers. Is a community of farmers based on the agroclimatic reasons that they have. The farmers which are producing similar agri products will be coming together. They will be they will be setting a processing unit, and this will be operated by the farmers, and also the whatever sharing or the profit they're making will be shared among these community members. So it's a very pretty much idea. So what's unique about it? What is unique than FPO or normal cooperatives? The ownership of the whole management, right from the procurement of raw material to the processing of these agri inputs to creating and validation and looking into. So what farmers are now have, they have a complete control over the flow of money, information, and the supply chain. This is what. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to set up small communities in different parts of the countries and trying to bring them under one common brand, one common community known as Khushali, which means happiness. So can you go? I have a use case. This is based a use case based for groundnuts, just like Gujarat, because Gujarat is the largest producer of groundnut. So we're just small thousand farmers can come together under the banner of Khushali. We'll educate them about the whole idea that we are trying to sell here, how branding the product and just operating and creating a more valuable product can enhance their earning, and also helping them strategy set up a processing unit. A small processing unit will be set up with the help of these farmers. We'll just educate them how to operate them, and they will operate on their own self, get the procurement for raw material, everything from their selves, and also do the selling in the nearby markets. So what is the value chain activities to explain here? The first of all, after the raw material is procured, the farmers, there is level 1 harvesting, which is the normal grading or cleaning of the ground that we have. In the level 2 secondary processing, we are talking about basic processing, like from groundnuts, a very small processing unit can be used to sell a salted peanuts. And it's like salted peanut are also getting sold at a nice price of 30 per kg. Haldirams and all these branded products are sold at a very good rate, and there is still a margin. So these communities can come up together, and by simple, even if they are not going to level 3 of processing, and even if they are at the level 2 of processing, they can create some value added products like salted peanut in this case what we are talking about. Going to the level 3, that's the higher end, which will be wait guys, next previous slide only. Yeah, so talking about the higher end only, this is the where there is a lot of model processing and a lot of extra input will be coming, because here from this is getting more processed from for peanut. We are talking about peanut butter, which again is sold at like 300 for a 200 gram package, which is a lot of margin that we see for our farmers. If they can produce it, if we can enable these farmers, then we have a huge potential for our community. And this is just one use case in Gujarat for groundnut. We have immense potential if we can bring 1,000 farmers every part of the corner, like we can have for sugar meal or even for wheat. From my personal experience, I felt like multigrain flours are so costly and the inputs are at so cheap level. So if these we can normally just process these multigrains from the agri inputs and create a multigrain atta flours, then again that can be and sold in nearby areas, because we have to realize one thing. Even in the rural India, there is not an issue of people not knowing what branding is. They know what branding is. They want to buy good products, and they are even ready to pay something for that product. So if you are providing them in the nearby village markets and also tier 3 towns, there is a huge potential. Can I get a next slide? So these are the financial for the use case. We are trying to sell in a year 10,000 of 200 grams salted peanuts and peanut butter, 1,000 units of peanut butter, because our focus is, again, we understand the fact the farmers are not very well educated. We have to train them about operating these processing units we are coming up with. So we are focusing more on the level 2 processing rather than going to the high end processing. So even if they produce more in proportion to the salted peanuts, we have a very good growth, if considering growth of 10% every year in the units sold, and also just adjusting inflation, considering and adding the price to inflation. And initially we have a 40 lakh investment as a fixed cost for this use case only. So we have losses, but as we move down, as we see that in the year 5, after year 5 we are breaking even. And also the fact that it's just that the farmers are now so enabled, right? They are just completing the whole entire supply chain with them. And this is also solving the problem of disguised employment that I have, because we have a household. Most of the farmers are doing their job in the farmlands only. So if there are few people who are not required in the farmland, can be spending the time in these processing unit doing the extra added activities, that could be a source of extra income for them also. So this is creating a lot of complete ecosystem that is generating also the income, solving the issue of disguised employment also, and also the consumer also getting fresh products made from the farmers to the on the farm. Next slide. Talking about marketing strategy. So any low middle, because we have already teams have talked about the vocal for local campaign and how people are now realizing why agriculture is suffering and why our farmers need our support. So our whole value proposition will be around that, because this is talking about Khushali of the farmers. This is something for the farmer, by the farmer, of the farmers. So the middle house income people will join us. We are pitching is as a value for money product, because of we are eradicating a lot of middleman and middle level processing distribution coming in between. So they will getting this finished product in a lower cost also, and people are going to resonate with the idea of Khushali, because they think like they are buying this thing for the farmers. Target markets could be the nearby villages that they have, because we have talked about setting these processing strategically. So the nearby village markets we can cover. As we grow, we can cover to other cities also, nearby towns and cities also. Again, that will be taking some time, and for that we need to have such communities across India so that the brand is well known. And how we are going positioning, I have already talked about it. Marketing channels, we will be trying for offline channels, obviously, because we'll be talking about offline channels, wall paintings, hoarding, and pamphlets. We're trying. We're not going to online mode of communication right now. We're focusing more on offline initial stages. And again, umbrella marketing, we're focusing on umbrella marketing. Anything that we produce, whether it's a peanut butter, salted peanut, multigrain atta, sunflower, or any valuable product that we're creating, we are trying to sell it under one name, Khushali, just because of the fact it's going to give us more brand recognition. Next slide, team. So plans, in terms of future plans, as I already told, in short terms, we want to create similar communities. It could be a sugarcane based community in UP, cotton based in Maharashtra, wheat based in Punjab, sunflower and soybean based in Karnataka. Based on the agroclimatic region, we can create these small communities. We have to educate and assist the farmers in terms of how to manage these processing unit, and also raising the capital required. Because raising the capital will not be an issue, because we have bringing a lot of farmers together. Small money by each farmers can also be can be used, and we can also get support from the NGOs and SSGs and the governments. In the long term plans, we want to expand into tier 2 cities, tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3 cities. We also want to partner with some retail networks. Even it might sound vague, but we can tie up with Patanjali, because Patanjali, okay, they have a similar product. It could be a case of cannibalization, but still Patanjali also propagate themselves as a Swadeshi brand, and who talks about the people of India. So if you are preaching them, giving them some self-space, giving them a position of we are doing this thing for the farmers, they can provide us with self spaces. And the idea is to build as much as diversified portfolio product that we can have, starting from, as I already spoke about. Next slide. This is the last slide. I think these are just the inspiration. I want to quote Dr. Kurian, because he is the guy who told us the power of communities, what communities can come up and cooperatives can do. And this is Professor Tilochan. Okay, just introduce this guy, Professor Tilochan Sastry. He's an MBA professor, and he is also doing a lot of stuff in this domain and exploring the idea of FPO. That's all, guys. Thank you very much.
like to invite team top heads on their presentation. Team, please confirm your presence.
Yeah, can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, team, you are audible.
Yes, you're. Yes. Please confirm the visibility of the slide.
It is
Team,
visible.
you can go ahead.
All the best, team.
Vishal, are you there?
Yes, I told is the slides visible?
No, you are my teammate.
Yes.
Yes, team. Platform is all yours. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vishal.
Can you please put in yeah, thank you. Can someone confirm if I'm audible properly?
Yes, you are.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, honorable judges and audience present here. Today, we Team Adroids are here within Social Idea. Our idea is a cocoa peat manufacturing business. Next slide, please. As you know, coconut is known as kalpavriksha. That is, each and every part of it is used, and that is what it's the product lined up says so. Because if we see the coir industry today in India, around 23,904.20 million nuts are produced, and India is one of the major exporter of coir goods. Out of this exports is around 9,88,996 million metric tons. And out of this, if you see the overall export products, coir pith alone gives accounts for 49%, and that values around 1,349.63 crores. And India exports around 77 countries the products we have. And if we all know that India has a rich heritage about coconut. If we consider, as you can see in the map, that these are the coconut growing states we have, and our major exporters are from South Korea, Netherlands, USA, Spain, Australia. Next slide, please. Before going for this, I will give you a brief, explanation about what exactly coir pith is. So coir pith is that when we have this husk, there is a spongy material that is present. This binds the husk and the fiber together. This portion is known as coir pith, and that is our raw material. When we started about thinking about this business, we made a SWOT analysis, and we found that our basic strength is the raw material itself, because there is an ample amount of husk that is a raw material available in India, and there there is a huge production of coir fiber that is for other materials, that is mat or ropes that is made. And there is good amount, thanks to the government support and Central Coir Board of India, that has given a good knowledge support. And also this has made an good cluster, especially if you see in Kerala and some regions in Tamil Nadu like Coimbatore, Pollachi, they have gotten good entrepreneurial support and also from technology. But if you see the weakness, the problem is that in areas with a prolonged spell of extreme weather, this coconut fiber production is a bit, it's an hindrance. The climate is an hindrance there, and we can't establish there. And also it is very disorganized and unorganized if you see, because the procurement of the raw material itself is not organized, since it is very scattered, and the people, especially the farmers, doesn't have a good knowledge about what to do with the husk they have. And also there is a little gap that is sustained between the technology institutes or the financial sources that a person like we entrepreneurs can get into. And if you see the opportunities, the very good opportunity is that when we take this, there is a great amount and product diversification and value addition that is available. Because when we go for peat, it doesn't only restrict with the peat blocks. And there are many more that I will come in the later part. And the biggest opportunity is the increasing organic farming, nurseries, urban gardening, and container gardening. And also the landscaping, as we know, is a blooming industry today, along with the cottage industries like mushroom industry, which utilizes our product, that is the coir pit. And also the increasing exports and the increasing technologies like hydroponics that is blooming now in major countries like Australia, New Zealand, Netherlands, Holland, etc. So these are the opportunities we have. And the threats is obviously from the coconut growing countries like Sri Lanka, Indonesia, and Philippines. Sri Lanka being one of the major exporter of coconut coir products. And also the threat is another threat is that the husk that is available is mostly used as a fuel in the village scenarios. Next slide, please. And our social idea concerns with the major stakeholders, that is first being the environment, then people, then entrepreneurs like us, and then the farmers. Because an idea should not only be profit oriented, or it shouldn't benefit just one stakeholder or one person per se. So we have a different stakeholders that we cover. Because environment, there are large amount of hillocks, the husk are piled up, whether in the coir industries or even in the temple areas, and this causes a serious threat in the environment, because it causes both land and water pollution, since there is a good amount of salts and lignin that is and phenolics that is present in the coconut fiber. If when it gets leached into the soil and the water bodies, it gets magnified in the food cycle also. And in the rural area, when it is used for burning as a fuel, the incomplete burning causes a release of carbon dioxide, which is a major concern. And for coming to the people, this industry doesn't need any skilled labor. It is mostly concerned with unskilled and underprivileged, the society who can be targeted, because this includes women and unskilled laborers, etc. And this improves the standard of the living. Also, when it comes to farmer, the farmers are they are boosted, they are get empowered, because the coconut husk that is lying as a waste for them which can be become a source of income for them. And for the entrepreneur like us who are just trying to make a change in the society, this is the best idea. And production wise, nearly 10% of what the total husk that is available all over the world is used and utilized into value added products. And in India, less than 50% is utilized in the coir industry. And the scope is that, as I told earlier, the urban gardening and the container gardening that is increasing rapidly. And also the arid region like the Middle East, there is a good amount of landscaping work that is going on, which employs the coir pit and hydroponics, as I said before. Next slide, please. Coir pit, if we consider the uses, the biggest, the advantage of coir pit is the water retention and the nutrient quality, because it can hold about 7 to 8% by like 8 times its weight. The water holding capacity is there, and moreover, it initially have some basic nutrients like potassium, phosphorus in it, which is can be utilized by the plant. And the best is being the lightweight. That is what the every nurseries or every plant growers are looking for a lightweight material that can make them to go for innovation. And this is also managing the waste. That is wealth from waste is what our concept is. Because see, the waste that I told before, the environment, production, environment degradation, etc., can be tackled when we go for this. And also peat moss, which was the other substitute for coir pit, is actually getting it is very the peat moss collection itself is an environmental degradation. So coir pit has a good scope when we consider that. And in mushroom growing thing, they basically use the paddy straw, which is one time usage, and it is very difficult for the mushroom growers to use it because of some contaminants. But coir pit is absolute sterilized, and you can even reuse it 1 or 2 times. And also for poultry cultivation, and the list goes on, vertical gardening, everything. And if you go for production, there are two ways we can do this. One is utilizing the waste, because the coir pit is a waste in the other industry, coir industry. So when they defibers the husk, the waste that is left over is what our raw material is. We can either go for that, or we can ourselves procure the husk and defiber it and make the coir pit. It is very easy nowadays, because like there are mobile defiber is machines that is available in a low cost. And also coir pit was traditionally soaked in water, and it was retted. But since it's causing an environmental loss, now there is also a coir that is available. Over to you, Nihar.
Can you please move the slide? Then coming to the market strategy, as my teammate has mentioned, the nurseries, florists, and the golf courses are our market target. And the competition we are getting from our just like it was from some small scale industries that were scattered around the country. There is not such a big industry which will be our competition. And with the growing trend of home gardening, like people are more concerned about their food. Like they are more concerned about their organic food. They want to know what is in their food, like the traceability of food. So they are culturing their fruits and vegetables in their home. So for them, it's a very good substitute to soil, as it has nutrient addition, and it holds more water, as my teammate has suggested. And the strategies we are planning as younger entrepreneurs, we will go for the online platforms. It is now basically easy to go for online platform like Amazon, Nursery Life, Just Dial, and we can approach any horticulture department for the water department also. Like also our target market, those nurseries, florists, they will be our regular customers. Please can you move to the next slide? And for the promoting our product, we can go for online blogging. We'll promote as a young generation is more into online blogging. We can promote our product more through the online blogging to make the awareness. And coming over the opportunity will mainly divided into 4 stakeholders. So first one is the farmer, who will be getting the benefit. Then the young entrepreneurs like us. Then comes the rural young minds who will be working under us. For this, different government has different initiatives. One is Koir Udyami Yojana, under which we will be getting 10 lakh plus one cycle of working capital, and at a very minimum rate, and government will be providing 50% subsidy in that. And government is also planning to go for the eco labeling, where it will label it as environmentally friendly product. Just a minute, please. Can you move to the next slide? I know the time has finished. Coming to the final analysis, the net profit we are getting from an annual revenue, that is 13.89 lakh after producing 1050 tons per year. Can you move to the next slide? For financial support, government has laid out different financial support, and different MSME schemes are currently running out with a interest rate of 8% to 12.5%. We have taken an average of 12.5% of interest rate. And the break-even analysis, coming to break-even analysis, we are getting the break-even at a 26,667 units, 1 unit of 5 kg block, which is around 133 tons. So we will be getting mostly at 3 months to 4 months. That's it from our side. Thank you.
Thank you.
We are open to questions.
Thank you, team.
I would like to invite team talking heads on board. Team, please confirm your presence.
Am I audible? Yes, Vishal, are you? You are.
Yes, you're audible.
Yes. Okay.
Please
Thank you.
confirm the visibility of slide.
Yes, the slide is visible.
All the best, team. The platform is yours.
Thank you. So we are a team talking head. We are from Sydenham Institute of Management, Mumbai, and this is our business plan, Krishi Mitra. Next slide. So as we all know that about the Indian Indian farm industry, more than 50% of Indian population is engaged in agriculture, but the GDP contribution is around 15 to 16%, which kind of shows the low efficiency which is associated with the Indian farming. So for that, we are coming with the new initiative, which is a Krishi Mitra, which will be an app or a website based. It is an app or a website on which basically different kind of services will be provided to the farmers. And for this, we have done rigorous primary and secondary research. We have talked with the various farmers from the Maharashtra region. We have restricted our research to the Maharashtra only. So from that research, we have come to know that we will be targeting the Western Maharashtrian people only. So primary reasons for that is that the disposable income for the Western Maharashtrian people is fairly more than the Eastern Maharashtrian people, and also the internet penetration is more in this region. So all for all these factors, we have chosen the Western Maharashtra as our target audiences. Once we will scale up our businesses, we will expand to the other regions as well. So for this, the brand vision is to basically enhance the productivity of the farmers and thereby helping the Indian economy as well. We'll position our brand as a brand which cares and understand about the farmers' pain points, and it will be a one-stop solution for all the agri needs. Can you take it to the next slide? So these are basically the problems which are prevalent in an Indian context. If you see, the more than 70-80% of the Indian farmers are still dependent upon the monsoon for their primary water needs. So this is one of the major issue that they are facing. Then second issue is about the labors. The kind of labors that the people in Maharashtra are getting are not that skilled labor, and they mainly are exported from the other states as well. Then there are issues regarding the transport also, like the farmers has to take their there are issues when farmers want to take their products from the farm to the urban market. Then there are also issues regarding the machineries which are available. So the machineries like the tractor, cultivator, or the sprinklers are very costly, and there are no any service provider which can provide the financial aid to the farmers. So that is where also problem lies. And as I already talked, like the efficiency is also low because the farmers are sticking with their traditional methods, and they are mainly producing for the they are marginal farmers, so they earn only for to satiate their hunger and not to earn. Next slide. So the solutions will be revolve around these 3 points. So first of all, the farmers has to adopt the modern farming technique. For this include the in-depth knowledge about the soils. Then they can also change their crop patterns to increase the fertility of the soils, or they can take various kind of machineries to ease their job. Then secondly, about the labor is not skilled. Someone has to come up, and that they have to skill up those labors. They have to teach them the proper techniques so that the efficiency will increase. Then the machine availability should be also there. For that, someone has to come up and provide the financial aid to the farmers, and the proper guidance mechanism should be there. So there should be some committee or someone who can guide the farmers regarding the farm products, and if they want to change to modern farming, someone should be there to guide them. Next slide. So through Krishi Mitra app, we are basically providing this kind of services. So first is we can provide them machineries on the rental basis. This will include the machineries from the rake, shovel to the sprinklers, tractors, cultivators, etc. And secondly, we will be providing them the logistical support, in which we will act as a third party player, and will act like Uber and Ola, and we will be connecting the farmers with the logistical suppliers. So that will solve that issue. Then we'll have the if we ask the most important instrument in the farming, that will be a tractor. So we'll be providing tractor service to the farmers on the hourly basis for the nominal charges. Then there will be option on an app which will be for the labor on demand. So the labor will be provided for the farmers as per their demand, and this labors for this we can basically tie up with the local tribal communities like the Dhangar community in the Maharashtra. So that will satiate their need of that, and we can also train them. So that will also create the employment opportunity for them, and we can take the help of government initiatives as well. We can take the help of self-help groups as well. Then there will be an online advisory panel will be there in our company, which will be on a permanent basis. So these experts will be providing assistance to the farmers 24/7. So, and there will be an expert of the soil testing also, which will test all the soil fertility related problems and suggest the crop rotation plans for the same. And we will be tying up with the animals doctors in the Taluka Jilla levels, which will be an add-on service for the farmers. Next slide will be explained by Bhushan.
Let's look at marketing strategy and sales plan of our Krishi Mitra app. Firstly, we are going to collaborate with local Gram Panchayat and farming society to educate the farmers about our app. Apart from that, we observe that in our every village of Maharashtra, there will be almost 3 to 4 local fairs or melas. Apart from that, there are very festivity occasions. So we are going to exhibit our services and promotion of our app using the KSK services in that melas. We are also one thing observed that there is a high engagement on prime time news channels and various daily soaps on China TVs. So we're going to advertise our brand after phase one, where we will be having funding to go for more marketing revenue. Apart from that, there are various social influencer like Vishwas Nagare Patil, Anna Hazare. Apart from that, there is Indarkar Maharaj. These people are always in front of any social initiative for the farmers. So it will be act as a cost-friendly option since they will not going to charge for the farmers' benefits. So it will be act as a major marketing strategy for us. Apart from that, after phase two, we'll be going to organize a very specific district Shetkari festival where we're going to exhibit our products and services and also sell them to the farmers. We observe that there is a various festivity like Pandharpur Swari, Jezuri and Siddhivinayak, which will be crowded on festival days. We're going to set up our KSK and do the BTL activities to create awareness about our app. Next slide, please. So this is our growth strategy. We divided 10 years into 3 phases. Our first phase will be June 21 to 23. We're going to target 5 cities: Pune, Nashik, Kolhapur, Ahmednagar, Satara, majorly in Western Maharashtra. The advertisement campaign and BTL activities launch in 5 cities. Major part will be only BTL activities, not going for online and digital advertisement. TV advertisement. Our target is to reach break-even within 1 year. In 1 year, if we will not able to reach a break-even point in 1 year, we could delay the phase 2 expansion by 6 months to 1 year. For phase 2, will be June 23, 20 to June 25 approximately. We're going to target districts like Ratnagiri, Raigad, Nagpur, Latur, Solapur, Aurangabad, Thane. So we're going to set up our warehouse and office on major trading centers of that district. Apart from that, we're going to have a full-fledged TV and online campaign for Western Maharashtra. And before getting into phase 2, we are going to generate a funding using VCs and various incubator and accelerator program. For phase 3 expansion, we are going to our target is maximize reach within the current district and covering rest of Maharashtra. So apart from that, we are going to target advanced rural markets of India to ensure the pan-India present. And for that, we're going to convert app on various regional languages like Tamil, Kannada, Hindi, Malayalam. Next slide, please. So this is our HR plan. We analyze our HR requirement. According to that, we will need almost 60 to 65 people at a junior level. For mid level, we will need almost 20 to 21 people, and for a senior manager, we will be needing almost 10 to 12 people. So for that, we will be overall 90 to 100 employees requirement are there, which will be not possible in phase 1 case. For that, we will be going to hire 50% of junior employees and 24% of mid management as an intern. Apart from that, overlapping senior management role are be shared by founders, and so to avoid higher salary requirement of this role. And mid management role and functions will be shared by the various managers rather than availing one full-time employee for it. The training program will be done by the co-founders and senior management only. Apart from that, website, app development, digital marketing are provided to freelancer to avoid function requirement of this department. Next slide, please. So this is our financials for our Krishi Mitra app. For worst case scenario, for phase 1 only, phase 1 first year. For
worst scenario we observe, we will be getting 5,000 people. For good scenario, we will be getting 50,000 users, active users on our app. Revenue will be generated. We approximately made it average 3,000 per user. So it will be 1 crore 50 lakh for a worst scenario and 15 crore for a good scenario. The company revenue will be 15% since we are going to charge 10 to 15% commission on each services we are going to provide. So 22 lakh to 50,000 for worst case and 2 lakh 25,000. For our OPEX, the OPEX cost will be 20 lakh for a worst scenario and 63 lakh for good scenario. So overall, we'll be getting 1 crore 62 lakh for good scenario as a income before interest and tax. Next slide, please. So funding we'll be using bootstrapping, bank loan, angel investor, and incubator. Bootstrapping will be used for first phase. Will be 1.2 to 1.8 CR will be putting into that. For bank loan will be in the second phase. Which for that we will be applying for 10 to 12 CR. For incubator asset, we will be generating 10 to 15 CR for phase 2. And for after phase 2, for phase 3, we'll be going to approach angel investor and VCs for 14 to 60 CR seed funding. That's it from our side. Thank you. We are open for questions.
Thank you, team. It was nice presentation. I have a doubt that there are a lot many applications which are available there in the market, similar to what you have presented. What is the upper age for the farmers here in this application?
was the last presentation for Khoj, a social idea.
So now I would like to say, means I would request the honorable judges if they would like to say something for all the participants and teams.
Bhavna, you
Yeah,
can
it was.
yeah.
Thanks, Rahul. It was really a great experience. It really feels like coming back to college, and very enthusiastic participants, and of course, hosts. So really well organized. Thank you so much. It was a nice experience overall, and all the best to all the participants.
Uh, from my side, again the same feeling that coming back to the college once again, and actually seeing you guys giving kind of very solid presentations along with a very solid reason why it should be there in the field to support the farmers and also how it can impact on the livelihood of the farmers. So it is very nice to see all of you bringing different kind of ideas from the different kind of corners of the country to benefit the farmer. I believe later stage whenever you are there in the corporates, incubate these kind of ideas along with whatever the product or kind of uh, segment you are there in the market. So good, very nice to see all of you presenting, and then it was very well managed event. I would really appreciate the Krishi Chanakya team. Thank you so much. That's it from my side.
Thank you, judges. According to Jeff's code, a little bit of good can turn into a whole lot of good when built by the commitment of a social entrepreneur. It turned out to be a platform for young minds to share their ideas that could make a big difference in the society. On behalf of Managed, I thank our esteemed judges, event partners, and all the teams who have participated for Coach and made it a grand success. I also extend our gratitude to everyone who had joined us through the live web streaming. Thank you all. I request the judges to please stay back for 2 minutes.
आओ इधर आजमाओ निडर विचारों का खोज ख्वाबों का शिखर
है अगर कोई प्लान तो आकांक्षा में आओ जो शोध है यहाँ के स्टडी धुरी नाम में मैनेजर कहलाओ
तो सोचो उठो आओ इंतजार करना क्या क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य 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 क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य
कृषि चाणक्य कृषि चाणक्य कृषि चाणक्य कृषि चाणक्य कृषि चाणक्य कृषि चाणक्य कृषि चाणक्य कृषि चाणक्य
ये फेस्ट ही नहीं मान है हमारा रोको ना रोको खुद को मौका आए ना आए दोबारा है अगर टैलेंट तो तू दे चुनौती तू खुद को पूरे भारत से यहाँ आते बच्चे करते साबित खुद को तो आओ इधर आजमाओ निडर विचारों का खोज ख्वाबों का शिखर तो सोचो उठो आओ इंतजार करना क्या क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य 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 आओ इधर आजमाओ निडर विचारों का खोज ख्वाबों का शिखर
है अगर कोई प्लान तो आकांक्षा में आओ जो शोध है यहाँ के स्टडी धुरी नाम में मैनेजर कहलाओ
तो सोचो उठो आओ इंतजार करना क्या क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य 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 क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य
कृषि चाणक्य कृषि चाणक्य कृषि चाणक्य कृषि चाणक्य कृषि चाणक्य कृषि चाणक्य कृषि चाणक्य कृषि चाणक्य
ये फेस्ट ही नहीं मान है हमारा रोको ना रोको खुद को मौका आए ना आए दोबारा है अगर टैलेंट तो तू दे चुनौती तू खुद को पूरे भारत से यहाँ आते बच्चे करते साबित खुद को तो आओ इधर आजमाओ निडर विचारों का खोज ख्वाबों का शिखर तो सोचो उठो आओ इंतजार करना क्या क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य 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 आओ इधर आजमाओ निडर विचारों का खोज ख्वाबों का शिखर
है अगर कोई प्लान तो आकांक्षा में आओ, जो शोध है यहाँ केस स्टडी, धुरी नाम में मैनेजर कहलाओ।
तो सोचो उठो आओ, इंतजार करना क्या, क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य, 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 क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य।
कृषि चाणक्य, 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 कृषि चाणक्य।
ये फेस्ट ही नहीं मान है हमारा, रोको ना रोको खुद को, मौका आए ना आए दोबारा, है अगर टैलेंट तो तू दे चुनौती तू खुद को। पूरे भारत से यहाँ आते बच्चे करते साबित खुद को, तो आओ इधर आजमाओ ने डर, विचारों का खोज ख्वाबों का शिखर। तो सोचो उठो आओ, इंतजार करना क्या, क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य, 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 क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य। आओ इधर आजमाओ निडर, विचारों का खोज ख्वाबों का शिखर।
है अगर कोई प्लान तो आकांक्षा में आओ, जो शोध है यहाँ केस स्टडी, धुरी नाम में मैनेजर कहलाओ।
तो सोचो उठो आओ, इंतजार करना क्या, क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य, 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 क्योंकि आओ इधर आजमाओ निडर, विचारों का खोज ख्वाबों का शिखर।
है अगर कोई प्लान तो आकांक्षा में आओ, जो शोध है यहाँ केस स्टडी, धुरी नाम में मैनेजर कहलाओ।
तो सोचो उठो आओ, इंतजार करना क्या, क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य, 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 क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य।
कृषि चाणक्य, 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 कृषि चाणक्य।
ये फेस्ट ही नहीं मान है हमारा।
रोको ना रोको खुद को, मौका आए ना आए दोबारा। है अगर टैलेंट तो तू दे चुनौती तू खुद को।
पूरे भारत से यहाँ आते बच्चे करते साबित खुद को।
तो आओ इधर आजमाओ ने डर, विचारों का खोज ख्वाबों का शिखर। तो सोचो उठो आओ इंतजार करना क्या, क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य,
क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य, क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य, क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य, क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य। आओ इधर आजमाओ निडर, विचारों का खोज ख्वाबों का शिखर।
है अगर कोई प्लान तो आकांक्षा में आओ, जो शोध है यहाँ के स्टडी धुरी नाम में मैनेजर कहलाओ।
तो सोचो उठो आओ इंतजार करना क्या, क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य,
क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य, क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य, क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य, क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य।
कृषि चाणक्य, 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 कृषि चाणक्य।
ये फेस्ट ही नहीं मान है हमारा।
रोको ना रोको खुद को, मौका आए ना आए दोबारा। है अगर टैलेंट तो तू दे चुनौती तू खुद को।
पूरे भारत से यहाँ आते बच्चे करते साबित खुद को।
तो आओ इधर आजमाओ ने डर, विचारों का खोज ख्वाबों का शिखर। तो सोचो उठो आओ इंतजार करना क्या, क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य,
क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य, क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य, क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य, क्योंकि आ गया है कृषि चाणक्य।